If the mutant gene was real, then these characters would definitely be at the bottom of the food chain. Here's a list of 6 Marvel characters who have less than impressive mutant powers. Roll that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nerd News. I know you've noticed that the setting is a little bit different. It's because we're in the middle of moving and I needed to do an episode, and I am in an empty room with just a chair and a desk. Hence the really bad echo in this room. This is the only room that had a little bit more stuff in it. So the audio is going to be a little bit echoey, but you know what? We're going to make it work. But also, if this is your first time here, please hit the like, the subscribe, the notification bell so that you could be notified of all things entertainment. Ain't that right, guys? And yeah, this is my signed Chris Hemsworth picture. Yeah, I framed it because I'm a nerd, clearly. They were filming the first Avengers. I lived in Albuquerque at the time, and I saw him at an Apple store with his wife. If you've never seen him in person or met him in person, he is Thor. I'm just telling you, he is Thor. Like, he's massive. Massive. So I can't be the only one who has actually thought, hey, wouldn't it be really cool to have these powers? I would love to be able to fly, to walk through walls, to have Wolverine claws. I have those, but they're fake, but to really have them, you know what I mean? I mean, just admit it. You have thought of being an Avenger or an X-Men to have any of those powers, male or female, just admit it. You've thought about it. But in the slew of Marvel characters, in the slew of the Marvel index of all these amazing, just legendary characters, there are a few that, they're bad. And I don't know if I want to say that they're bad because they are badly drawn or they have a horrible backstory. No, I think the writers just got really sloppy and had to make a deadline, and here's a character. So let's start this off. Here are 6 Marvel characters with less than subpar mutant abilities, and a lot of these characters makes you actually feel happy that you have a 9-to-5 job. We're going to begin this list off with a gem, guys. His name is Armless Tigerman. And no, he is not a character on the show Tiger King, so just wipe that from your mind right now. So Eric Hertz was a German mechanic from the 40s, until one fateful day that a machine accident took his arms. The classic story. Instead of, using his technical prowess to build himself arms and to go against the company who made these machines to exact vengeance on his missing limbs, he does the opposite. He sharpens his teeth to resemble tiger-like teeth, essentially, and he trained himself how to fight. Yeah, no arms, he trained himself how to fight. Eat that, Matt Murdock. Then he set out on a quest to rid the world of all machinery. That is, until the Nazis caught him, and well, you know what happened. He died. I don't know if it's just me, but that sounds like a Netflix show waiting to happen. And Netflix, if you're watching, I will play him. I will play the lead role, armless, and I'll do it. Next up, we got the classic character, guys. Everyone knows him, Doorman. So Doorman Davis had a special relationship with the Dark Force dimension, which gave him the ability to be intangible and to walk through walls. Doesn't sound like a bad mutant power, you can sub me out for that, keep going. But if Doorman stood in front of any object, people could use him to get from our dimension to the other dimension. So essentially what I'm saying is he literally is a door. Like, he's a door, he's a gate, he's a door, he's, however else you want me to say it. He's a doggy door, he is a window, he is his powers would be really cool if he could literally, go between dimensions, take things from other dimensions and bring them here, or if he could just literally pass through objects. That would be cool, that could be useful, it could help the Avengers and the X-Men easily. But no, he's just a door, let's move on. Next is the most evilest character I have ever read in graphic novels. Just kidding, his name is Swarm. So Fitz Von Meyer was a Nazi. Why is everyone a Nazi in these really old bad characters? So he was a former Nazi scientist who studied mutated bees. I think you know where I'm heading on this one. So the bees attacked this poor man. They ate his entire body, but they only left his bones. And instead of him dying, because no, he didn't die there because he's a Nazi scientist. They have magical powers. The bees just embedded into his body and they became his body. So now the bees are connected to him. He is the bees. That is his body, except for the skeletal structure that they're so generously left. Do you think this character really likes the product Burt's Bees? Get it? Next up is everyone's childhood favorite hero, Skin. Okay, so Skin basically is Mr. Fantastic from Fantastic Four, but instead of him being able to stretch his body out as far as he wants, he can only stretch it like just a little bit. Just like from here, from me to you, that's pretty much it. And when he's not, stretching his limbs out when he wants to, his skin literally hangs off his bones. Literally, just hangs there like melted ice cream or pre-chewed gum. Man, that character would be really, really hard to be around when you're at like a family gathering or like a team meeting for the X-Men. Storm, I need you to head down to San Francisco. Wolverine, you need to go to Montana. Skin, oh, I need you to leave. Oh. Now let's leap over to the next character, and that of Leapfrog. So Vincent was a small-time inventor who was very, very unsuccessful. So one day Vincent created these electric powerful coils that go on his legs, giving him the ability to jump as far as he can, almost like John Carter of Mars. Instead of taking this really neat invention and selling it to like Wilson Fisk or some other great big characters that have a lot of dough, he turned to a life of crime. Being that his new powered legs were green, he was like, looks like I'm a frog, and made his costume green and yellow. And last but not least, guys, we have one of my new favorite characters, Brew. Now, Brew has one of the most amazing superpowers you could possibly think of. You ready for this? I don't know if you're ready for this. His big power is the power of compassion and the ability to think for himself. No, really, that's his power. Now, Brew is part of an alien race called the Brood. Now, the Broods all simultaneously worked together to help the Hive Queen to pretty much make her function, essentially. But not Brew. Brew broke off of that. He's like, I'm thinking for myself, and I care about you. I care about you all. Brew also has a really high IQ, so I guess that's part of his mutant powers as well. He's just super smart. So if you need someone to hang out with, Brew is your guy. I got his number. He's pretty good. He's a talker though, let me just tell you. But that's it, guys, a short little list. I wanted to give you some content in the middle of all this moving. I apologize yet again for the technical difficulties in the audio, but we'll be back up and running next episode. But until next time, guys, remember, no mutant power is a bad power unless you have one of the powers on this list. Then you're just lame.